welcome back to the 1313 podcast, the most mediocre podcast in the Star Wars universe. I'm Jacob.
I'm Tommy.
And before we get into this episode, please make sure that you are subscribed to the 1313 podcast YouTube channel.
Because at 500 subscribers...
Oh wait, we already hit it! We don't have to talk about that dang giveaway anymore. So, if you want to help us reach that 1,000 subscriber milestone and you'll get a giveaway eventually through that, please make sure that you subscribe to the 1313 podcast. Also, if you haven't already, make sure that you join our Discord. Link is in the description below. Tons of fun in the Discord all the time. Tons of great Star Wars conversations. Tons of great Star Wars fellas. So if you want to have a nice, tight-knit community of Star Wars fans and fans of this channel, make sure that you hit up that Discord. Also, if you want to go above and beyond in supporting our podcast, please make sure that you check out our Patreon. We actually just gave away to 13th Battalion Trooper 2, one of our patrons named Hunter Schultz. So everybody wish Hunter Schultz congratulations in the comments below for winning that 13th Battalion Trooper. Next month, we're going to be giving away the Lego Obi-Wan Starfighter from the newest wave of Legos. So if you want to get your hands on that set, make sure that you just hit us up at the Patreon and support us in that Gungan Boss tier.
You better do it.
I think that's everything. Oh, and we got new merch. Merch is now available all the time on our Teespring. That's in the description below. It's in our link tree. We got hoodies. We got grab that over there. Grab that over.
What it is.
Grab that over there.
What it is.
Oh.
You want these too?
Sure. We got some pretty miscellaneous merch. Like we got backpacks. And then we also got slides.
Woo!
So if this tickles your fancy and you like us and you want to support us in any way, pick up our merch.
No, I don't want them on
We also got a mug that's on the table. Yeah, we got a mug. The logo's gonna be bigger on the end result when you get it. That's just the sample.
Yes.
But, and finally, if you want to come meet Tommy and I in person, we're actually going to be attending the Eerie Comic Con in Erie, Pennsylvania.
Yes, we are. 2 weeks from now.
Yes, so that's the 16th through the 18th.
Yeah, the 16th through the 18th. And if you want more details on it, just contact us and we will give you all the details your little heart desires.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, come. And we're also going to be selling some merch there. It's going to be cheaper in person than it will be online. It's going to be based off our first line of merch that we ever did, and we're not doing that anymore. So make sure that you come meet us and grab some merch. And we're also going to be doing like a live recording while we're there. So
basically,
yeah,
lots of cool stuff. But yes. So, Jacob, how have you been? How's school going? How's life treating you?
I just started school at Dave Filoni's alma mater, Edinburgh University.
Yep.
So, and I'm doing a film major. I'm very glad to be doing something I really enjoy. And right now I'm swamped in art classes. So, 2.5 hour classes every day. And then they're like, so you're going to be spending 5 hours on a piece in class. I'm going to need you to spend 5 hours on a piece out of class. So, it's a lot of work, but I'm having fun so far.
That's good. Yeah, I'm mentally over college, but I'm just telling myself to just get through it, don't fail, do well, and just then I can be done with it forever. So that's where I'm at. But let's talk some Star Wars, Jacob. So I have a question that I have prepared for us to kind of warm us up into this conversation. In Star Wars, there's a lot of good cuisine, a lot of good food, a lot of good stuff going on. So what Star Wars food would you want to try?
Spotchka.
That was quick.
You want
to try shrimp piss? That's what you want to try?
Yes.
Yeah? Why?
Oh no, it's blue.
It's blue?
Always got to be sipping on blue.
Okay, what? So that's your bev, but you always got to have something with your bev. What are you going to have? I
haven't been to Galaxy's Edge yet, but I've been hearing mixed opinions on the Ronto Rose.
That's actually, yeah, that was my first thought when you said Disney.
So, I do want to try that, but I don't really know. I want those frogs that Grogu was chewing on.
I want to try whatever. I want to try Crate Dragon meat.
Oh, yeah.
And I want to try with a side of Meilu Run. And
what do you think the Meilu Run tastes like?
See, I imagine just from the texture of it and the way it looks in Rebels, I imagine the outside feels like a... Not a kiwi, but more like a pomegranate.
Like a mango?
It's got a hard outside. Mango. Yeah, something like that. And then the inside feels like a watermelon.
I was thinking...
But it tastes like a mango.
I was thinking of something that looked like a mango, but tasted like pineapple.
Ooh, that would be really good. Either way, it'd be very tropical.
It's exotic.
Meilu.
Is that all?
That's really it. I mean, what Star Wars food would you like to...
Yeah. What Star Wars food are you absolutely shoving down your cake hole? Please let us know. In
or the
comments.
pear, Padme pear. Ow.
If you just let us know in the comments below, what are you snacking on in the Star Wars universe? Okay.
Yeah, let's talk. There's not really much news in the term of Star Wars. We do have one announcement that came out that next Wednesday is going to be Disney Plus Day, right off the heels of D23 Expo, which is coming around.
What is D23 for all of those at home?
It's you're better. I don't know actually. It's like Disney's presentation of like all their different properties and all the projects that they have coming. It's technically a convention. It's like their big reveal, and apparently there's going to be some Star Wars reveals and
Google
Star Wars stuff.
That D23 is the official Disney fan club for the Walt Disney Company. Founded in 2009, the organization is mainly known for its exposition event, the D23 Expo.
There we go. But yeah, it's basically like a convention. I remember last year. That's crazy. That was a year ago already we talked about this.
Yeah.
I remember last year we talked and said, because there was this big rumor going around, there were going to be all these Star Wars reveals about new shows, new movies, new stuff like that. And there was nothing for Star. There might have been one announcement for Star Wars, and it was something really lame. And everyone was kind of befuddled by that. And apparently something happened in the background behind the curtain with Disney and Lucasfilm where they last minute decided, hey, we're not going to reveal all this stuff here. So I'm not going to say what I'm not going to, if I see any rumors or leaks or anything, I'm saying nothing. Because I remember we came out here last year and we were like, yeah, this is what's going to happen. This is what's going to go down. And then nothing happened. I just hope we get a trailer for at least for Mando season 3.
Yeah, I think we're probably gonna have to get some sort of acknowledgement or trailer or something for all the stuff that was shown at Star Wars Celebration, because we know that there's trailers for them. The Celebration goers have had enough time to feel special and exclusive for seeing the trailers. It's time to release it to the public, because we all know about it. We've all seen the cell phone recordings of it.
I'd like to see it in high definition.
Yes.
But yeah, it's coming, and Disney Plus Day is going to come as well, and that is when the Obi-Wan Kenobi behind-the-scenes documentary is going to release too. But aside from that, I mean, that's really it. I want to see the 2 trailers that we saw and over-the-shoulder videos from Celebration, and I hope as well that we get the new release date for the Bad Batch Season 2. Yeah, well, I thought it was confirmed that the release date was going to be after, right when Andor was coming out. And that we were going to get them at the same time. Nope, because Disney Plus they released their slate for everything coming out in the next couple months, and Bad Batch Season 2 is nowhere to be found. Oh. So it's just Andor for the next 12 weeks after, or the next 9 weeks. 8 or 9 weeks after September 21st. It's just going to be Andor. And then if Mando comes out in February as of right now, then that would mean that they would probably just sneak Bad Batch in and push Mando back again. I think, or they would throw Tales of the Jedi in there and just wait to release Bad Batch until the summer. They're probably just going to wait to do Bad Batch because, let's be honest, the majority of Star Wars fans and majority of people that like watching the Star Wars content on Disney Plus, they don't really care about Bad Batch. Well, they're more interested in The Mandalorian. That's what's on everyone's mind. Yeah, so I don't know. I gotta see Grogu in the tennis shoes so I can and make 17,000 products about it. I really hope that they don't say, oh, here's everything Bad Batch all at once. I really hope that they don't do that. I don't. We've said it 1,000 times. I'm so glad that Star Wars does weekly releases of episodes because again, with Visions, I remember Jackson and I did like a special the day it came out, and I think I skipped classes that day so that I could sit and binge all 9 of them, and I didn't really enjoy them as much as I have since I've been able to just rewatch one at a time. Yeah, if you're able to go back and watch them and not feel like you have to rush through all of them to get all... Because it felt more like a chore than watching a show I was excited for. Yep. I don't like binging. I just don't. I don't understand people that could sit down and watch 30 episodes in a day. I'm like... Could I do it with a Star Wars show or Star Wars products? Yeah, I could, but I wouldn't prefer it.
I could do like a movie marathon. That's different.
What's annoying too is like no matter how quickly you watch it all, there's always people on the internet putting spoilers everywhere. So like there's for me there's really no point in like trying to hurry up to watch it. I just stay off social media until I've seen it all.
That's the one thing I'm really, really concerned about with Jedi Survivor, because I had the Darth Vader spoiled for me in Jedi Fallen Order because I didn't get the game like right when it came out. I think I already knew about it, but you were the one that officially showed it to me because you reached the end of the game. Or Logan did. I forget who it was, but I remember you being the person to show it to me. But I do not want any spoilers for the Jedi Survivor at all. Literally, I'm going to be downloading the digital copy of it. And this is big because I never get the digital copies of games. I
like my physical.
I like getting the physical copies, but I'm going to download the digital. So the second it goes up at midnight, I am literally going to play through the entire game in one sitting. Like, I want to get all of it. I want to do all of it. And then that'll just be like for the story. I'll probably put it on an easier difficulty just so I can live through the story. And then I'll throw it on the hardest difficulty for my second playthrough. Because that's what I did with the original Jedi Fallen Order. Well, actually, I put it on the second hardest difficulty and didn't realize it.
Yeah, I suck at that game. I played on Padawan or something like that, and I would die on the boss fights like all the time.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm not good at those kind of games.
I had it on Jedi Master of my first playthrough. And I remember we used to have like there's this little wooden box that we had that held like our video games and stuff. And we used to have these chairs that sat on the ground. And Jacob in high school, late middle school, had anger issues. So I would like die to like Trilla or like one of the sisters, and I'd be so mad, and I would kick the box just because it was like right there. And one day I kicked a hole through it, and I was like, oh, so I turned it around. And then like when we were getting rid of it, my parents were like, how's this hole get here? I was like, I don't know.
Well, it must be a mole in here or something.
Yeah, the hole was like this big. So yeah. I am excited for that game though. I'm also excited for that book that's coming out. We talked about it in Tika's Trading Post last week.
We did.
But there's going to be a new book. I forgot to mention the title of it in the video, and I felt really stupid. And then when I went back, I couldn't find the title of it anywhere on YouTube. It was on the This Week in Star Wars video on StarWars.com and on YouTube. I'm actually really excited for that book too. I think
it's going to be good.
I think it'd be really cool if Cameron, whatever the heck his last name is.
Cameron Monaghan.
Yeah, I think it'd be cool if he actually narrated the book. But
That'd be cool.
I don't think it's
No, probably not.
But no, I like Cal Kestis. I like having ginger representation in cinema because we never get it unless they're fat and have an afro and are pimply like, hey guys. So yeah.
But yeah, so Disney Plus Day is coming. D23 is coming. If there's any Star Wars reveals, we'll be talking about it next week on the show. But other than that, let's talk about our big topic, our big trip that we went on this past weekend.
As some of you may know already,
not
Andor. Rogue One was re-released into theaters to promote Andor
for select IMAX theaters.
For select IMAX theaters. Now we don't have an IMAX where we are, but there is one 2 hours away. So what we decided to do was it was me, Tommy's dad, Jackson, and then my mom and my dad.
And my brother.
And Tommy's brother. And we all took a road trip down to see a movie that we've already seen. Just in theaters again. But there was a sneak peek for Andor at the beginning.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So also, just so you guys know, there's going to be a vlog coming out about this with me kind of... You'll see. There's going to be a video dedicated to this trip coming out. I'm probably going to release it the day before Andor comes out because...
That'd be cool.
It's going to be a lot of work to do this video. But it's going to be different. You'll just have to wait and see. But where was I going with this?
You mentioned that the Andor sneak peek was before the viewing.
So the Andor sneak peek, it was cool because first we had like a little like director's thing with Diego, and he was just kind of like talking about the show.
God,
itself.
The director, he's the writer and director, and his name is... I'm gonna look it up while you talk here.
But they talked about the show, what it was like working on it. They did like a little thing. You're gonna see it in the vlog. I try to be a little sneaky snake and record it. But I set it down on my chest and it was pointed just a little bit too high. So you can only see like the top eighth of the screen, but you can get the audio so you can get the gist of what they were talking about. So that will be in the vlog. But, so there was that. And then they were like, this exclusive sneak peek. And then they showed what they already posted on YouTube. And we were really upset. We were all kind of looking at each other, smirking, like, yeah, we knew this was going to happen.
Oh, it's Tony Gilroy, I think.
Tony Gilroy.
It's either Tony... I think it's Tony Gilroy.
Okay. But, so it's the stuff that we already seen on YouTube, and then we were like, okay, this kind of blows. And then it's that first 20 seconds, and then it cuts, and it comes back in, and it's completely new footage that we haven't seen before.
It was like a continuation of what they posted on YouTube.
Yeah, so it was that scene, but it led into a gunfight between Andor and that guy. They were working together against these dudes in like blue uniforms. I assume they're just like the security for like whatever Imperial complex.
They're just they're just Imperials.
Yeah, so there's like this whole gunfight in this warehouse with like these giant weights being held up with chains, and they're shooting down the boxes and they're falling on people and stuff. And it's actually a really well done fight scene.
Cinematography was great.
Yeah, there was shaky cams, so for those that absolutely hate shaky cams, you're gonna have to cry about it again. But let's be honest, pretty much every single action movie nowadays has shaky cams. So
well, it made sense in the context of the scene too, because it helps you feel the weight of the big pendulums that keep falling and smashing on the ground.
So, but the preview ended up being like 3 minutes or something.
3 or 4 minutes, yeah. That was just that scene. It was not, there's probably another minute or two of the director's chair stuff.
Yeah, so, no, it was super cool to see that.
Cassian got shot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man got blasted in the arm.
They're so fat and satisfied.
Cassian Andor.
Yeah,
Cassian Andor.
I hate how he says it
I hate that he says that.
Cassian Andor. I'm like, bro, where are you from? Alabama?
I was really happy to see the scene like you had said, because like, we were just saying when it popped up after the director's chair thing, because we had all, like, my dad and I were saying, like, before the movie started, we were like, yeah, it's probably just going to be the 60 seconds that we saw on YouTube. Like, it's probably just going to be that. Mm-hmm. I mean, seeing Rogue One in IMAX was awesome. We'll talk about that in a second, but and I enjoyed the experience just for the movie, but it was like they did the director's chair thing, and all I'm thinking is, God, I hope they don't show the same scene. Like, and then they show it, and it's the same scene literally right when the YouTube clip starts. And I look to my left, and my dad's just going like this, like his eyes are wide, and he goes, and I look over to the right, and Jacob and Jackson and my brother are all going like all straight faced and like wide eyed, and my jaw dropped, and I sat there watching it going like, and then the screen, it went black for a second, and I really was like, damn, that's it. And seriously, the sequence was great. The dialogue in this show is so good. It's so, the actors are so good. Like, you can feel, it feels real. Like, you know what I mean? Like, some Star Wars stuff, like, when they're talking to each other, I'm like, yeah, they're in Star Wars. Mm-hmm. This was such good acting that I literally felt like I was having the conversation with these two actors.
It feels more grounded than anything else. Yes,
the stakes are so high in the show.
The only thing that I don't like about these shows that are coming out about characters that we already know, it's like, oh, there's not really any stakes for Cassian, because we know that he has to live through the show. So,
and there's no stakes for Mon Mothma.
Yeah,
because we know that she has to live through to Return of the Jedi.
That's something that's exciting about The Mandalorian, and especially the Ahsoka show. We have no idea if Ahsoka's gonna die, like, in the show. And if Captain Rex is in Ahsoka, we have no idea if we're going to see Captain Rex die. We don't know if we're going to see Bo-Katan die in The Mandalorian.
Yeah.
It's there's a lot of stakes with these other shows, but I feel like character shows like this, it was like with Obi-Wan. There wasn't any real stakes because we knew Vader lived and we knew Obi-Wan lived.
Yeah.
So it was like, we knew how it was going to end. We just needed to see it.
I was really happy to see the Imperials act. It's so hard to explain the way that the Imperials acted in this little 3-minute scene.
British.
It felt so like there's the rotund officer who is clearly like only there not because of his skill or competency, but because of his status on like Coruscant.
Yeah.
Which is something that the Thrawn books really get into, especially in the first book. You get into this idea that a lot of the Imperial officers are not there based on merit. They're there based on who they know and, what their family name is and what position they have in politics. And it was cool to see because the Empire scrambles. They literally don't know what to do because these two random guys are just shooting at some of their soldiers because they're so used to no resistance.
Yeah.
You know, and that's
honchos.
Yeah, and it was cool to see. The setting feels more earthly. But I think that's just because I'm not used to seeing brick buildings.
Yeah, we also just saw
Star Wars.
one room, so.
Yeah, right. I kept thinking of like if you've ever seen Oliver the musical in the movie form, where like all the little homeless kids live.
Yes. Okay.
Like
yes.
you know what that's what it felt like.
Shout out to Mr. Lasher for forcing us to watch that damn movie.
You know, I was Dodger in Oliver play when I was in 4th grade. Yeah.
Is there any like pictures of
that? Oh,
there's
there's home video that my family has. Yeah, of the whole thing.
Tommy, put up the home video now.
I don't have it. I wouldn't be able to do that. But yeah, which by the way, this episode is going to come out in 12 hours from now. So it's another late night recording, but we're much more with it than we were. Yeah. Last time we did a late night recording.
We get jiggy with it.
Woo! Whoa. Yeah, so I mean, I feel like I'm beating the dead horse with the scene. I really do think if you weren't already excited for Andor,
get excited.
If you're a bit apprehensive to this show,
get excited.
The trailers before this have always made me feel like this is going to be something different. Seeing this sneak peek as a huge Star Wars fan, and I know, like I've said before, like I know I can kind of shill on Star Wars sometimes, but seriously, guys, this show is going to be something completely different than a lot of the stuff we've gotten recently. If you like Rogue One, if you love Rogue One, you're going to love this show because it's, again, the same writers, the same producers, the same directors that did Rogue One are doing this show. So you have cohesiveness with the character.
It's also, this is a step forward for Disney and Lucasfilm right now because before our main complaint about the sequels is that they got kind of handed off between different directors and there was no continuity. They're keeping the continuity with this character by keeping the same writers and the same directors on. So that way it's all going to feel like the same. So this is just showing that Disney and Lucasfilm is learning from their mistakes, which is what they're not doing with Marvel, and they're making more mistakes and then they're doubling down on them.
Yes.
Like, did you see the after credit scene of the new She-Hulk episode?
I have not. Again,
would you like me to inform you as to what it is?
I've fallen off on Marvel in general.
Would you like?
And the only thing I've liked recently is Moon Knight.
Would you like for me to inform you as to what the after credit scene of the new She-Hulk episode was?
Spoilers for She-Hulk. Jump forward a few minutes. Tell me.
She-Hulk becomes Megan Thee Stallion's lawyer, and they start twerking together.
That's a good joke, Jacob. That's really funny. That's super funny.
Would you like me to pull up the evidence?
Okay, pull it up, Jacob. And I will, as he's pulling this up, I will just say that if he shows me this and this is real, I actually don't even know what I'll do because I will have completely given up on
I'm gonna turn the
cringe.
Let's turn the audio
get copyrighted.
Off. Yeah, so turn the audio off. You can.
This is on YouTube already.
Yeah, because people record it and put it on there.
So she's the attorney.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So she's the attorney at law. Oh, look, it's Megan Thee Stallion.
Is it actually her? Or is she playing a character?
No, that is Megan Thee Stallion playing Megan Thee Stallion. This is Tommy's live reaction to this.
Oh no! No! No, they aren't.
Tommy, no, you got to keep watching, Tommy. You got to keep watching.
Is this really in a Marvel show?
Yes. She says, "I would kill for you, Megan Thee Stallion."
Who wrote this? That's so cringe. That's not even like... All right. Well, all right. Okay.
She-Hulk is like the worst of the worst Marvel humor. Like, I don't understand. Like, Moon Knight did so well. I mean, okay, I get it.
That's not like a fan edit. Like, that's actually in the show.
That is dead ass. That is the post credit.
Are you being dead ass?
I'm being dead ass.
Dude, that is... What? Oh my god. Like, I'm gonna have an aneurysm. Like, what?
Mm-hmm. I'm at least glad that Moon Knight was so good. I'm glad that they did this.
But here's the thing with Moon Knight. It was an independent filmmaker that they chose, a young guy. They gave him a chance to really shine and do his thing. Of course, they tweaked the script a little bit, but the directing was really all him.
Yeah.
You know?
And he asked, he's like, can I get weird and like kind of gory? And they were like, sure. Because Moon Knight is like one of the most brutal characters in Marvel. You want to know how brutal Moon Knight is? Taskmaster is scared of him. And I don't know if you know this, but Taskmaster's main thing is he can copy
other people's abilities.
He can't do it to Moon Knight, and he's scared of him. There's a comic line where Taskmaster is literally, they're like paying him like $1 billion or something to go kill Moon Knight. And he goes, no. And then he goes to Moon Knight and goes, some people are trying to kill you. Just letting you know, because it isn't me. I don't want the smoke. And then he goes away. So, no, Moon Knight is probably like one of the deadliest characters in the Marvel comics. So I was glad that they actually showed him being somewhat ruthless in Moon Knight. They didn't show it, but it was definitely inferred when everybody's dead and he's covered in blood. And he's like, oh, I don't know what happened. And I can't wait. I really hope that he gets pulled into something else, like a movie or like a new Avengers or something. Because I'm a Moon Knight stan now. And out of the new Marvel characters, Moon Knight is my favorite. Captain is my favorite one from when I grew up. He's my favorite MCU guy.
Well, Cap was, I feel like I have the same opinion as you here because Cap was always my favorite, and Moon Knight again is the only thing Marvel that I've either bothered to watch, and if I have bothered to watch it, I really truly enjoyed it.
Yeah. Speaking of Marvel stuff, the more fun version of Spider-Man No Way Home just came out in theaters. We should go see it. Since you still haven't seen it.
All right, let's talk about Rogue One.
So sidetracked.
First and foremost,
She-Hulk twerking. I can't believe that's a thing.
I give up, dude. I really. But yeah, so seeing a Star Wars movie in theaters was super special, and seeing it with some of the people that mean the most to me was also super important for me. And I think that we haven't seen a Star Wars movie in theaters since The Rise of Skywalker.
It's been a minute.
And one of my core memories as a kid in high school was like seeing Rogue One. And then I went and bought almost every Lego set that came out with Rogue One. I had all the main characters. You know, I had Krennic's shuttle. I had the U-Wing. I had all this. It was so cool. And again, I really, really enjoyed that movie. And I actually just went and bought all the Black Series figures from Rogue One because I enjoyed the movie so much. And seeing it in theaters made that experience. It helped me relive that moment from my childhood, but also it was really cool to experience it with everyone that I went with. But
so it was nice because I saw this movie maybe twice in theaters, and of course the first time everybody's shocked because everybody dies, and you're just like, "What?
Wait, what happened? They all die?
Yeah."
Oh my goodness!
So that was like a real surprise because this was the first time Star Wars ever did anything like that. But I feel like also I'm not a real big like movie rewatcher. Like right now I'm trying to get through Clone Wars, and I started like a month and a half ago, and I'm still like halfway through season 2. Like I'm really slow when it comes to like rewatching things or watching things in general. So I haven't really seen Rogue One since it came out.
Right.
So it was fun to like watch it again, but see it on the big screen. And this time around, I was doing the thing that I always do with Anakin, of being like, please don't turn to the dark side this time when I'm watching episode 3. But I was like, maybe they'll live this time. Maybe they can live. And everybody's death got a single rolling tear.
The humor in that movie is so good. Like it's like juxtaposed to Marvel humor, which can be really just off-putting and cringe at times.
It's overbearing. It really is.
The humor in this movie is so good. And
Are you kidding me? I'm blind.
That's like the best line in the whole movie. Like Chirrut Imwe is hilarious. K2SO is so funny. I'm with you, Jin.
Cassian said I had to. It's so fun. It makes K2SO's death so much harder. Like, because it's like, oh, I really like this guy.
They made all the characters lovable characters in such a short span of time. I literally, I don't understand how in an hour and a half you introduced me to all these characters one by one. And then all of a sudden, at the end of the movie, I'm sad. I have a visceral reaction of sadness when they die. Mm-hmm. And that just goes to show that good storytelling and good writing can make or break a story.
Uh-huh. It's like, it's not like how in Obi-Wan, that final scene with Obi-Wan and Darth Vader when he's saying goodbye to Anakin.
Yes. Coming to terms with Anakin really being gone.
That scene is sad based on nostalgia. Based on everything that you've gotten from Episode 1, 2, Clone Wars, Episode 3.
These characters are so established.
Yes. So you're really like... all of that's being based off previous things. So you know these characters. You know Obi-Wan doesn't cry. He barely cried in Episode 3.
He didn't cry when Satine died.
Yeah, he was just kind of like...
he was depressed, but he didn't cry.
Uh-huh.
Maybe he did. Maybe he shed a single tear, but he didn't cry as much as he did for Anakin.
Yeah. So it's like it's the difference between this is established story and then you feel bad because you've grown up with these characters, and this is all brand new. They die. Feel sad.
And they hit you with the hardest one first. They start with K2 dying.
Uh-huh.
And it's like, damn, he's gone, bro.
It sets the tone for the next 30 minutes of absolute terror.
It kind of like, it reminded me, because again, sitting in the theater, it almost was like a deja vu moment of like sitting in the theater back in 2016.
Except the screen was bigger.
Except the screen was bigger and the sound was better, and you know there were parts of the music and sound effects that I didn't even realize were there.
I never heard in that scene where Chopper's in the background. I never noticed. You can hear him going wop 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 in the background. I heard that, and I clearly heard the Harrisandula to the whatever.
Yeah, I never heard that in the theater originally until like I watched like a YouTube video that told me, oh, this Easter egg is here. Then I went on the DVD. Back when DVDs were predominant to Disney Plus.
I still have every single Star Wars property that has been printed on DVD and Blu-ray. I still have it.
So does my dad. Yeah.
I like having... that's something I've been looking at. I kind of like...
Jacob likes his Steelbooks.
Yes. And right now, I'm kind of like staying away from it because I know if I get it, I'm going to spiral into a rabbit hole. The only one I really, really want is the American Psycho Steelbook.
Ooh, that's cool.
Because have you seen it?
No.
So there's this iconic scene in American Psycho where he's doing like his internal monologue about how like there's an idea of a Patrick Bateman. But so it's like you can see him, but on the inside, he's not there.
Oh, that's cool.
So, but in that scene, as he's saying that, he's pulling a face mask off. And he pulls it all off in like one clean thing. And it was actually, they were scared it was going to take multiple takes. He did it first try.
Dang.
And when they were shooting. So that's a little movie trivia. But the Steelbook is him with the face mask. And it's like a cover. And then when you pull the cover off, it's like his face covered in blood.
Super cool.
Yeah, it looks absolutely sick. So, if anybody has that Steelbook or would want to send it to the 1313 podcast, I ain't gonna say no.
Hit us up.
Hit me up.
Hit my line.
Hit my line. I'll give you toe picks in exchange.
Whoa.
I'll get a pedicure just for you.
I found myself so engaged in Rogue One, watching it in the theater, even through like the slower parts of the movie.
Yeah.
Like, I think the pacing of the movie is fine, but there are definitely slower parts than others.
I think the pacing is great. I don't think there's any problem with the pacing.
Neither do I. I don't see like any like blaring issues with it. It's so funny because a lot of our friends in real life, like all through high school, would say that while the last third of the movie is the only good movie because the first 2/3 are slow. And I'm like, we did not watch the same. We are not the same.
My problem is there's a lot of people nowadays, especially with TikTok, that are absolutely addicted to that super fast paced content, and they have such a
their
short
attention span
is so short. Like I was talking to somebody, and they hated the Batman, and they were like, it was too long. If it was 2 hours, it would have been great. I'm like, no, that movie is so good because it takes the time to breathe. Every shot is like expertly done. It's the perfect length, even if it's like a long kind of just like hallway shot of just nothing. It's beautiful. Like that movie is like, in my opinion, it is a masterclass for superhero cinematography and superhero storytelling. Because it's not like what Marvel does where it's just kind of like, guys, we have a problem. Let's go solve it. And then it's just kind of shaky action and
internal struggle from childhood.
This movie was like, there's a serial killer on the loose, and then there's crime within the city, which is already based on what comics are, so everybody knows this. So, it took its time to like go through, like, because the Riddler is playing like the Zodiac killer. He's like, you can't get me, I'm so confident. He's leaving notes and taunts at every single kill site with a riddle to like what's happening next. And it took time for the puzzle pieces to fall into place just perfectly, so everything worked out. And I think if they rushed that movie, I think it would have fallen flat. It just wouldn't have been good.
And the other part too is just because you thought it was too slow, that doesn't mean that it was objectively wrong.
I saw this good clip. I believe it was Quentin Tarantino when he was directing something, and somebody was like, "Do you think the shot's too long?" And he absolutely snapped at him and started screaming. He's like, "I'm gonna make the shot as long as I want it to. The shot will be long because I want it to be long." But he was cursing a lot more. But
really, Quentin Tarantino, would do that?
Yeah.
No.
But
there's a Muppets version of The Wizard of Oz that I used to watch on DVD as a kid, and I never understood this until I got older. Right towards the end of the movie, he's like, it cuts, like it stops the story. They're at the witch's castle, and it cuts to Quentin Tarantino doing the screenplay for what he thought should have happened at that point in the movie, and Kermit's just standing on the other side of the table, and it's Quentin Tarantino, so he's like super energetic and he's super passionate. You can see the veins bulging out of his neck. After we record this, I'll pull it up for you, because knowing who he is now as a director makes it so funny. But as a kid, I always was just like, what happening? Why is the angry guy yelling at Kermit? And then it just cuts back to the movie like nothing happened. It is so funny, but we'll watch it. We'll watch it after this. But again, this movie gives itself time to let you love the characters, and that's why you get such a reaction at the end. And Andor is the same way. Just from that one scene that we saw, that 3-minute scene, the conversation before the shootout goes longer than what they showed on YouTube.
Yeah.
It's a conversation, and again, the acting is good, but on top of that, I was so engaged in what they were talking about, and that's the only thing that's going on. But they're letting the conversation actually happen.
That's something that I think people want more out of Marvel. One thing that people seem to really like, and I really enjoy it as well, is when superheroes talk to other superheroes. Like, just like chill out and have a conversation, like in the new Spider-Man movie. There's a scene where the three Peters are all just talking amongst each other, and it's fun because it's like they're all the same guy and they're just talking about what they do, and we all know what they do. So it's just kind of, you're just sitting there. It's like talking to friends. You're just kind of like, this is fun.
And there's a difference between, like, I know I've mentioned before, like, I'm smart as a viewer. I don't need everything explained to me with a character, you know, like telling me word for word what is about to happen.
This isn't Dora.
This is like in-universe stuff. When in-universe stuff is being explained from character to character that I already know, I think that stuff is fun. Because, like, I already know what's going on. Like when, what's a good example? There's so many Star Wars examples, and I'm just blanking. A good example
in Rogue One is when Mon Mothma is talking to Bail Organa about how they need help for the rebellion, and he mentions, there's this Jedi I know from the Clone Wars. Me and him are close friends, and she's like, "Can you trust him?" And he's like, "With my life."
Actually, he's talking about Leia.
Yeah.
In that point, so he talks about Obi-Wan, and then he talks about Leia again. That's fan service to like the coolest degree, because you're not going, "Oh yes, I know Obi-Wan Kenobi."
It's not like, guys, we need to name ourselves. There's 4 of us. What should we name ourselves? The Fantastic Four.
Yeah, right.
Miles got absolutely shafted doing that movie.
It's just, and with Rogue One, it's just so good to see that you see how good the writing is. And again, I think it took me to see it in a theater again as an adult now, instead of as a kid in 10th grade, to appreciate and understand a lot of this stuff. And I just have to say, there were a couple moments where I caught myself getting a little emotional, which was weird because I didn't really expect that. It was when Chirrut Imwe dies and Baze dies. I got a little emotional there. I got a little bit emotional during the conversation that Jin has with Cassian about what he was going to Edu to actually do. I don't know why I was not emotional, like crying. Do you know what I mean though? Like I was, you
get that sinking feeling.
Yeah, I was really like engaged, and I almost like cried a happy tear when the Vader scene happened at the end of the movie. I
was feeling so much despair from everybody's death that it kept me from really enjoying the Vader scene this time around.
Really?
But yeah, I remember because I feel like half of the joy of that scene was seeing it for the first time and hearing just the and you're just like, shoot!
I think for me it was knowing that it was coming and remembering how excited I was as a kid watching it, and now seeing it again, it's like I got to relive the moment. I guess that's kind of where I was coming from, and why I got emotional was like I got to relive that awesome moment from when I was in 10th grade.
Yeah, I think my thing now with that scene was after Kenobi. Once again, Kenobi is the thing that really solidified the fact that right now my favorite character, Anakin Skywalker, is Darth Vader. So then seeing that scene, it hit different now. Everything with Darth Vader hits different now after Kenobi.
It does, dude. Yes, it does.
It's so
Be
good.
careful not to choke on your aspirations, director. And I'm like, oh, it's him. It's the guy. It's the guy from Fortnite.
Dude, I just finished listening to Thrawn Treason.
Yeah.
And not Treason, Alliances. And spoiler alert for Alliances. If you haven't read it yet or listened to it yet, skip like 5 minutes. I love how the entire time Thrawn is just hinting to the fact that Vader is Anakin.
Yes, I know.
And then like at one point he's like, you have to repay the favor. And he was like, I don't owe you anything. And Thrawn was like, yep. Like there's no
weirdo.
There's at one point where like Thrawn literally calls Vader Skywalker, and then Vader just is like, he knows. And then he's like, you will not speak of that name again. He's like, whatever.
All right, bro.
And I find it funny that the thing that really solidified the fact that Darth Vader was Anakin for Thrawn was watching him fly the TIE Defender. And he's like, I've definitely seen that before, and only one guy can do it. But no. Dude, that book is so good. Please, if you haven't listened or read the Thrawn books, do yourself a favor, read book 1 because it's good, and then read book 2 because it's great. Like, I love that book so much.
And yeah. But I don't really have much else to say about our Rogue One trip. Again, I really was... It was great to see Star Wars in the theater, in a theatrical release. The audience was great. We didn't have any people crying or laughing or being loud or, being turds while we were watching it. Yeah, phenomenal film. Great story. I'm stoked for Andor. That's all I got to say on it right now.
Yeah, and I think that's a good place to start to wrap this up. But before we go,
I have something new.
I have something new.
So I want to kind of, dip my toes into the water here. It's a new little segment, Star Wars Scenario. So what I do is, in the future, I'm going to have a wheel, but because Jacob and his dad didn't know what I was doing, I kind of asked them random questions, and they just picked. So we're going to be talking about a scenario here, just a fun little thing at the end here. It's going to involve 2 characters, a setting, which is not bound to Star Wars, and an action. So for today, we have Wat Tambor and Salacious Crumb doing meth on Cambodia. So what would this look like
Cambodia?
On Cambodia. in Cambodia, on Cambodia.
So, you know that meme I sent you with the cat looking away and it says me chiefing that? That's definitely Salacious Crumb. Just chiefing that meth and Watammer's pass the Joe.
This I swore. This meth is it is busting.
Absolutely just
Salacious Rum is already on meth. Well, and then so I'd imagine that they're sitting here, they're doing the meth, and then all of a sudden
they're doing the meth.
And then Wat Tambor looks over and goes, "There's a problem on the horizon. There's no horizon."
And all of a sudden, you just see me flying down in a plane with a nuclear bomb blowing up Cambodia because Out of the Basement did not give me that figure. So, congratulations, Out of the Basement. Salacious Crumb and Wat Tambor and their meth are all gone. And Cambodia are all gone. Just because you didn't give me that dang figure. Well, it doesn't matter because Landspeeder Luke is absolute G. And he's
how would Wat Tambor even consume
That's
meth?
what I was thinking, dude.
You can consume meth by injection.
Ugh.
Yeah, so maybe
that's rocks.
Yeah, maybe. Well, you melt it down and then you inject the hot liquid into your veins.
Oh.
Yeah, intravenous is what it's called.
Isn't that what heroin is too? It's like hot liquid.
Yeah, that's why they have the spoons and stuff like that. I'm only knowledgeable about this because it pertains to my profession and I have to know how to
making
see
drugs.
This. Yes, Breaking Bad, and so I have to know how to see signs of doing drugs. But anyway, yeah, that's why they have the spoons. They heat it up with a lighter, with a little Bic lighter on the spoon, and it melts, and they put it in a little syringe and they shoot it. And then if your blood vessels burst, you just you'll notice because then people will get to the point where they're so addicted and they have no veins they can see on their arms or their legs, so they start doing it in their neck and then they die when their blood vessels in their neck burst. Anyways,
oh my gosh, that's horrendous.
Intravenous injection. But how much meth do you think Wat Tambor could handle?
All of it.
All of it. Well, I mean, he is a cyborg.
I would say he'd probably just put it in those pipes that he's got going around.
I feel like he's low key a lightweight though. Like a meth lightweight. I feel like he can't.
Meth lightweight?
Yeah, I feel like Salacious Rum could handle more meth than Wat Tambor
because
could.
Salacious has definitely built up his tolerance.
Yeah.
What else do you think he does around Jabba's palace? That was actually really good.
Yeah, I'm pretty. I also kind of did this because I thought it'd be funny for us to do impressions of these characters.
We should do if we do this segment again. We should. It would probably be really freaking cringe, but if we role played it,
dude, I think that would be so funny. Yeah, and then eventually,
because Tommy and I, we did theater.
We did. So we were pretty involved.
Yeah, so we might be able to do something like that.
But let us know what you think about how do you think it would go down if Wat Tambor and Salacious Crumb were doing meth in Cambodia?
More like Salacious Rum.
Salacious Rum definitely does meth, and shout out Salacious Rum. Dude, he does something. There's no way that monkey lizard does not sprinkle some crack in his Wheaties in the morning.
My favorite is when he breaks character. It
is so funny.
It's so funny. I watched this guy on YouTube. Some of you may know him. His name is Jay Schlatt. And
I do know Jay Schlatt.
He I love Jay Schlatt. He's so funny. So recently he's been doing these community streams where it'd be send me your favorite TikTok, and then he does reacts to them, or he send me what your room looks like, and there'll be obscenely terrible rooms. Recently he did one, he's cook something for me. And people were sending in literal how-tos of how to make heroin, how to make meth, how to make crack. And they would start out normal, and then it would show the ingredients list with a deep fried picture in the background. It'd be first you have to get hydroglycerin. And then you'd be no! He's you can't even joke about making meth. I'll get taken down. You can't even do that. It's so funny. It is so funny. Literally, at one point, the list comes up, and he just pauses, he goes, "That's the recipe for black tar heroin!" And then it just cuts to the next thing. It's so funny.
Oh, that's so funny.
If you haven't checked out Jay Schlatt, it's not like he needs a shout-out or introduction or anything. He's so funny. just go check him out.
But
he also has a podcast called Chuckle Sandwich. So
there we go.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that let us know what you think of the Star Wars scenarios. I think it's a fun little bit. But aside from that, I think that about wraps up this week's podcast episode. Jacob.
Yeah?
Take us out.
Okay. First of all, so we're going to be making a wheel for the Star Wars the Star Wars scenarios thing. So please give us some ideas of characters, things to do, and locations in the comments below. We're going to add stuff like that to the wheel if you guys like this idea. Also, please make sure that you're subscribed to the 13 podcast. I don't know how you wouldn't be if you've made it this far in the episode.
Yeah, neither do I.
But we hope that you enjoyed. Also, leave a like, leave that comment. If you want to go above and beyond, join the Patreon. We got 3 tiers for you to help. We got a low tier, mid tier, and then we got the 13 tier for the Gungan boss, and that is how you get entered into our monthly giveaways. And
if you help us get to 1,000 subscribers, we will do 99-cent monthly channel memberships. If that's the route you want to go down, make sure your aunt, your gerbil, everyone around you is subscribed to the 1313 podcast.
Yes, I cannot wait to that. I feel like
we have so much stuff planned for 1,000, but we're not telling you what it is because we don't want to spend 7 years announcing it every week.
The 1,000 subscriber giveaway is gonna be special.
It's
gonna be pretty dang big. I'd reckon even bigger than Out of the Basement's 10,000.
Oh, way bigger, bigger and better.
So that was a call out. So
just saying,
if you want to help us get there, make sure that you subscribe to the podcast. Also, make sure that you're following us on all of our social medias. We got TikTok, we got Twitter, and we got Instagram.
And where are the links?
In the description below. Also, you can check out our link tree. It's connected to our YouTube page. If you're on mobile, make sure that you go to the About section on the YouTube app, and then there will be a link right to it. Also, if you want to dress yourself as a pretty sweet looking Star Wars 1313 merch, make sure that you check out...
very tasteful merch.
Yes, I'm very proud with how all of it came out. Make sure that you go check out our Teespring. Link to that is also in the description below. Please buy something. Nobody's bought anything yet, and it kind of makes me sad because I put a lot of
bought stuff.
I bought stuff. I put a lot of time and effort into those designs.
They're cool too.
Please go buy something. Make me feel good.
Please.
So, please. But with that is pretty much everything. Am I forgetting anything?
No, you are not.
I think I am forgetting one thing. The Discord.
My goodness, the Discord.
Join the Discord. It's in the description below. It's a ton of fun. But with that is all for today's episode. We really hope that you enjoyed. And we will see you guys next week.
Goodbye, everybody!
Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Hum da da hum da da hum dum dum da. Hum da da hum da da dum dum da dum. Ba-do 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 ba-dum ba-ba-dum ba-dum ba-do ba-dum ba-do ba-dum dum. Hum da dum hum da da hum dum 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 dum. Hum dum da dum hum da da hum dum da da. Hey, hum da da dum da dum da. Hum da dum da dum da dum da. Dum da da ba da dum dum da ba ba da ba da.